Good afternoon and welcome everyone to Goffstown High School for a Division I softball matchup between the Timberlane Owls and the Goffstown Grizzlies. My name is Scott Gross, and what a beautiful day in Goffstown. You know, the wind is, it's actually, it looks like the wind is going out, so we might see some home runs if anybody catches one up in the air. But with that, the Timberlane Owls come in with a 5-5 record. And the Goffstown Grizzlies a 7-4 record. In the circle for Goffstown this afternoon will be the freshman Taylor West, who's had a real nice season so far. And I'm going to kind of go through the defense while we're waiting here. So catching for Goffstown will be number 9 Addie Gerzone. At first base, Finley Heath. Second base is Brooke LeClaire. Shortstop is Meredith Toomey, and third base is Emma LeClaire. And then in left field, we're going to have Molly Russell. Center field will be Gabby Gerzone, and Colby Daniels will take right field. So Jada Symes will lead off for the Owls, number 11. She's playing center field today. That one's low for a ball. Goffstown's defense, outfield's playing fairly deep. That's in there for a strike. And as usual, Brooke LeClaire playing fairly deep at second base. That ball's popped up out of play. And both Heath and LeClaire at third are playing pretty much even with the bag. So 1-2 count on Symes. And she hits one to left field, and that is going to be caught by Molly Russell. And she got a good jump on that one, Molly did. So now comes Sam Mooney. She'll step in. She's the shortstop today. Looks like West took a little bit off that one. And now the wind is really, it is blowing out. A little bit low for a 2-0 count. Ball's hit also to left field, and Russell's underneath it. So 2 putouts so far for Molly Russell. And in steps the first baseman, Audrina Cordero. A little bit low for a ball. And it looks like Taylor West is being careful. Nice attack swing there by Cordero. Evens the count at 1-1. Scoreboard. There's no balls and strikes. And that ball is hit sharply foul. No. Oh, it's down here. So it's a 2 balls and 2 strike count. And that ball's popped up. That's nice catch by Meredith Toomey. For a while there, it looks like the sun was in her eyes, but she was able to recover and get that third out. But nice job by Toomey. So that does it for the Timberlane Owls. They go down 1-2-3 in the top of the first. We'll be back in a couple. Leadoff hitter for the Grizzlies, Brooke LeClaire. And Brooke's playing second base today. She's been hitting the ball well so far this season. Defensively for the Timberlane Owls, your pitcher is going to be Riley O'Connor, number 17. Behind the plate, Maddie Hunt. At first base, Audrina Cordero. Dagny Willette at second base, Sam Mooney at short, and Sydney Battis at third base. That ball's hit sharply, and it's a single past the third baseman for Brooke LeClaire. And again, now defensively, Addie Miller in left field, Jada Symes in center, and Brooke Salafia in right field. And in steps Addie Gerzone, the catcher for the Grizzlies. And she takes ball one. So infield is playing a little bit in, guarding against the bunt, especially at third base with Battis. Hit sharply to the hole. That's going to be another single for the Grizzlies. And the throw goes into third base, but back-to-back singles. So in steps Meredith Toomey, the shortstop. So Toomey has two runners on. She swings at a high one for an 0-1 count. And let's see if Toomey, looks like she's swinging away, so no sacrifice here. In the dirt, and that gets by the catcher. So both runners advance, so that does the job for the Grizzlies, advancing both runners to second and third on a pass ball. That's high. 2-1 count. So now Toomey has two runners in scoring position. And that one looked a little bit low. Umpire thought it was just right. So it's a 2-2 count. Ooh, and he rings her up. That one looked a little high, but so Toomey goes down on strikes. And in steps Gabby Gerzone, center fielder for the Grizzlies, and she takes a strike right down the middle. Nice pitch by Riley O'Connor. So after giving up two straight singles, she strikes out Toomey. And that is a bunt foul by Gerzone. It's like Goffstown's trying to manufacture some runs, even on small ball. 0-2 count, so she won't be bunting now. And that's fouled out of play on the roof. Still an 0-2 count on Gerzone. And she puts it in play, and a run is going to score. Over to third is going to be overthrow. That could score another run. No, good backup by the Owls. What happened on that? I must have missed something there. Was her foot off the bag? So on that play, Brooke LeClaire scores. And Gerzone goes to third. And I have to presume here that somebody's foot was off the bag. So her foot must have been off the bag before she caught the ball. That appears to be the call. Now, both umpires are discussing it as we speak. And safe. So that's what we've got. So that's going to be an error on the first baseman. If that's the case, that would be an error on Willette. Little bit unusual. You don't see that all the time. So Emma LeClaire steps in. She's playing third base. She's got a runner at first and third. Runners at first and third. Change up, beautiful pitch, and then a run goes down to second, and they were trying to see if they could score a run there. The Grizzlies were, but the Owls were not going to be duped on that one. So the runner goes to second base. That would be Gabby Gerzone. So that takes away the force out with one out here in the bottom of the first inning. And that pitch is fouled out of play. Still an 0-2 count to Emma LeClaire. And again, I think if you put the ball in play, especially at a shortstop or second base, you're going to score a run. First and third, different story. There'll be a play at the plate. So umpires having a discussion with the pitcher. Not sure what that is about. So umpire called that an illegal pitch, which then makes it an automatic ball. So we're seeing a lot of unusual stuff here. An illegal pitch, you don't see that often. And then we had an error on the first baseman. So that's high for a 2-2 count to Emma LeClaire. And fouls that one on the roof. Good rip, though. That ball is going to be dropped in for a single. That's going to score at least one run. And Tim LeClaire holds up Gerzone.
Now batting, number 8, Finley Heath.
So Finley Heath, the first baseman, comes up, and she has also runners at second and third. 2 runs in already for the Grizzlies. In the dirt, nice stop by Maddie Hunt. LeClaire at second, Gabby Gerzone at third. And Finley Heath with a 2-0 count at the plate. Very deep. Center fielder is on the warning track practically. That ball's hit sharply but foul to third base side. Good attempt at it by Coach LeClaire. 2-1 count now. And to say today is a nice day in Goffstown would be an understatement. Bunt. Run comes home. So Finn Heath with an RBI. Bunt. So a sac, bunt. Scores Gabby Gerzone for the third run of the inning, and over comes Emma LeClaire to third base now with 2 outs, and the pitcher, Taylor West, at the plate. Ball 1. Two-0 count. In the dirt, nice stop again by Hunt behind the plate for the Owls. That was a tough one. So very quickly, the pitcher, Taylor West, has a 3-0 count. And she rips a single as well. That'll drive home a run. Gets past the left fielder, Addie Miller. And Taylor West will go into second base standing up. So that drives in Emma LeClaire for a 4-0 Grizzly lead. And Taylor West will get a pinch run by Emma Schleier. So in steps Reese Still, the designated player today. She's got a runner in scoring position with West at second base, and Still fouls it off. They might have to break open another case of balls, all these foul balls. And Still takes a ball outside, even in the count. So we got 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning. Grizzlies on the board with 4 runs. Mostly singles. And a sac bunt. And Still takes a good rip at that one. And now she's in a 1-2 hole with 2 outs. And Schleier at second base running for the pitcher, Taylor West. And outside, good eye by Still. And she hits that well to center field, but under it is Jada Symes. So nice catch by Symes. But not without the Grizzlies scoring 4 runs in the bottom of the first inning. And a nice job hitting by the Grizzlies team in that bottom of the first. So we'll be back for the top of the second in just a few minutes. Change up. Nice pitch. You don't really expect it too much when a pitcher throws a changeup for the first one. Usually they throw some heat. That's in there for a ball. Evens the count. That's hit sharply to third. Strong throw by Emma LeClaire. She bobbled it a little bit, but she stayed with it and threw a nice ball over to first base for that first out of the inning. And Dagny Willett, the second baseman. She fouls off that first one. A little bit low, evens the count. Whoa, that was crushed, but laid on it. I don't know if I would want to park my car over there. You got some netting to help you, but so 1-2 count. Change up also fouled off, and that one is, let's see if it comes off the roof, and it does. So for those of you who don't know, you can't really see it from the camera angle perhaps, but there is Goffstown softball field is very close to the school. A lot of foul balls go on the roof, and that one also is fouled off, out of play. So really nice rips by Dagny Willett. She swings a little bit late on these. 1-2 count. Another one's fouled off. Way to hang in there. It's a great at-bat for Willett. Change up, pop up. Calling it is the second baseman, Brooke LeClaire. And she got well underneath that one. So now the third baseman, Sydney Battis, steps up to the plate. And swings through that one. So Taylor West so far having an impressive outing in these first 2 innings. Took a little off that one. That evens the count. And that looks hit well to center field. But Gabby Gerzone grabs it. And that does it. 1-2-3 inning. And the Grizzlies, nice defense, nice pitching by Taylor West as we head into the bottom of the second. I believe it's Colby Daniels, the right fielder. So far, Goffstown's been, I would say, very consistent so far at the plate. They're very patient at this point. You know, clearly Riley O'Connor, she's pitching strikes, but they're very patient at the plate, and they're just getting the bat on the ball today. So number 3, Colby Daniels. The number 9 hitter for the Grizzlies. And she fouls one off the catcher. It's a 1-1 count. That's popped up, and the center fielder's calling it, and that would be Jada Symes, and she records the out. And Brooke LeClaire, who singled in the first inning, steps up to the plate. Swings through that one. And she hits one right up the middle for another single for Brooke LeClaire. So she goes 2 for 2. And Addie Gerzone, who also singled, steps up with 1 out. She hits one to the second baseman. Nice catch, and she's going to get doubled up. And a double play on that play. Nice job by the Timberlane Owls as Brooke LeClaire got trapped on at first base. So double play ends the second inning, and we'll be back in a few. Goffstown High School, and this is something that's very, very important to the Goffstown High School softball team, you know, in recognition of Dave Steffen, who was our Goffstown cable coordinator, GTV coordinator, and just want to recognize Dave. And his family has established a foundation in his name. And this is something that the Grizzlies team has focused on over the last couple of years. So if you can, please either come out to the field and join us, or certainly watch the game on GTV tomorrow. So number 9, that's Salafia, and she gets hit. So a hit by pitch on Salafia, who is the right fielder. So she takes first base.
Now batting, number 8, Addie Miller.
And in steps number 8, Addie Miller. And she hits it to first base. Can Heath, you got to tag her out. And a double play. You don't see that often. Nice job by Heath. The ball was hit sharply right at the bag. She stepped on first for the out and then threw it over to second base for the double play. Nice job.
Now batting, number 13, Ella Allen.
And now Ella Allen steps in for a strike. So if Taylor West is trying to face the minimum number of batters, that double play certainly helped the cause. And Allen swings through that one for a quick 0-2 count with 2 outs in the top of the third. And that's going to do it. So a strikeout by Allen. Nice pitching performance so far. As I mentioned before, Taylor West pitching a beautiful game. She has pitched the minimum number of batters. That was 9, due largely in part to a real nice play by Finn Heath, who was able to capture a double play on that last one. So with that, we'll be back for the bottom of the third in just a couple of minutes. On the on-deck circle, ready to hit, is the shortstop Meredith Toomey, who struck out looking in the first inning on a questionable, I thought it was kind of a high pitch, but nonetheless, you got to protect the plate on anything close. So
Meredith Toomey.
high and outside. Hit sharply to center field for a single for Toomey.
Now batting, number 4, Gabby Rizzo.
So Gabby Urzone, she got on an error on the first inning and scored. It was a weird play where the first baseman just didn't have her foot on the bag. And Gabby Urzone swings and fouls it off. In the dirt, nice stop, but Goffstown runner is going to advance. So Toomey, smart base running, saw the ball was in the dirt and was able to advance to second base. And little plays like that make all the difference in terms of taking off forces. Ball's hit to second base. You know, on a little play like that, that could have been a double play potentially, but because of the ball was hit to the second base, because Toomey was at second, she's able to go to third. So it's just that smart base running. Those little things do add up. And Emma LeClaire holds up on what was an attractive pitch to hit, but it was slightly outside. Runner on third is Toomey with one out. And it's fouled out of play. So 1-1 count with one out. Finley Heath is in the on-deck circle. Change up. I got to tell you, Maddie Hunt has been very good behind the plate. There's been a lot of balls in the dirt, and she's been successful in keeping those in front of her. I think there might have been one that kind of got away, but it's tough when the balls are in the dirt like this. And that's going to be a pop-up, but playable. The pitcher, first baseman, calls it. So that was Dagny Willette. So a pop-up to the first baseman.
Number 8, Finley Heath.
So Heath is at the plate again. Runner at third in Toomey, and takes high pitch for ball one. And that ball's also a pop-up to the shortstop, and under it is Mooney for the third out of the inning. And with that, Goffstown, no runs scored, despite some good base running by Toomey. But good job by the Timberlane Owls. They gave up 4 runs in the first inning, but so far they've held Goffstown scoreless. So we'll head into the top of the fourth in just a few minutes. Is the center fielder, Jada Symes, who flied out to left field in her first at bat. And again, Taylor West starts off with a changeup. And that was a heater. And second baseman for the Grizzlies, Brooke LeClaire, gets underneath that one. Nice job. So Symes flies out to the to the second baseman.
Now batting, number 10, Sam Mooney.
And now Sam Mooney, shortstop, who flied out to left field in the first inning. She hits one to third. Fair ball. And nice throw by Emma LeClaire. So Emma LeClaire with a beautiful play.
Now batting, number 22, Audrina Cordero.
And in steps the first baseman, Cordero, who popped to the shortstop in her first at bat. And she takes a ball outside. And that ball is tailing foul and dropped, unfortunately, by Daniels. She had a beat on it, but she was really close to that fence and wasn't able to hold on. So new life for Ardrina Cordero. And another one. This one's a little bit deeper. And Daniels is under that one. And that does it for the Owls in the top of the fourth. Once again, Taylor West. 1, 2, 3. So with that, the Grizzlies lead 4-0 as we head into a very fast game here at Goffstown High School. This is, again, very quick because it's been a lot of short innings. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Let's see, 4:51, and we are more than half the way through this game. I'll tell you, you look at this game, and Goffstown put up 4 runs, and at first you're thinking, wow, this could be a game that gets a little bit out of hand by the Owls, but really give credit to Riley O'Connor, who has really settled down quite nicely in the second and third innings to keep the Owls still in this game. Now, Goffstown put up 4 runs, but really no big damage by the Grizzlies. There's been no doubles. It's all been singles and opportunistic base running by the Grizzlies to put those 4 runs on the board. And Taylor West, the pitcher, steps in. And she's pitched a really nice game for the Grizzlies today. Quick 2-0 count to West. With Reese still in the on-deck circle. I think I jinxed Riley O'Connor. As soon as I said, wow, she's gotten her pitching stride together, she's thrown 3 straight balls. And that one's popped up to the first baseman for an out. So Taylor West
Now batting, number 12, Reese Still.
So Reese flied out to center field in her first at bat. And who knows, I mean, on that last one by Taylor West, I mean, 3-0 count, maybe you take one. So it looks like O'Connor is in a little bit of a funk here. Other than that pop-up to first base on that out, she's pitched mostly balls. So still with a 3-0 count. And now let's see if she has the authority to swing away. That's in the dirt, so still draws a walk. And Colby Daniels, the right fielder, comes to the plate.
Now batting, number 3, Colby Daniels.
And Reese Still was contemplating should I take off, but she did not. So good job by Hunt keeping her at first base. Nice job by Daniels holding up on that one. And I think we're going to see the coach for the Owls come out simply because Riley O'Connor, who has been pitching strikes pretty much throughout this game, she seems to be in a little bit of a funk this half inning. So good job by the coach trying to see what's going on. It could be anything. It could be something mechanical for all we know. But just trying to get O'Connor back on track. So Daniels with a 2-0 count, still at first base. And a strike in there against Daniels. So a 2-1 count with a runner at first. In the dirt, good stop by Hunt. Oh. So Reese was able to get back to first base, but you could see that they were trying to challenge the catcher to see if she would throw. Would she throw back to the pitcher? She threw back to the pitcher, still probably had a good chance of taking second base. And that ball is hit to center field, and Symes is underneath that one to record the second out of the inning. So twice in this game, Colby Daniels has hit the ball, popped it up to center field. And we go to the top of the order in Brooke LeClaire, who hits it sharply to the shortstop, who throws hard over to first, and a nice job by Sam Mooney. Good throw. And down goes the Grizzlies in the bottom of the fourth inning. We are still tied 4-0. Off in the top of the fifth inning. And so O'Connor in the second, she grounded out to third. In there for a strike. Beautiful pitch by West at the knees. And she has pitched a gem so far today. The ball's hit hard. That could be deep. That could be trouble. That's a home run. A home run for the pitcher, Riley O'Connor. That was a line drive bullet over the left field fence. And stepping on home plate and greeted by her teammates is the pitcher, Riley O'Connor, with a laser home run in the top of the fifth inning. So that was the only single, and it was meant for something there. So that puts up a run on the board for the Owls. And that's popped out of play. That ball is hit sharply to center field and snagged by Gabby Gerzone. That was another tough one. That ball looked like it was tailing towards the end, but Gerzone kept a good eye on it, was able to catch that one. Ball's hit to the second baseman. Man, this is going quick. So Battis, no sooner did she step into the box, she lined it to the second baseman, Brooke LeClaire. And now Salafia steps in. She hits one high to left field, and under it is Molly Russell for the third out of the inning, but not without a laser fast home run to left field by Riley O'Connor to put a run on the board for the Timberlane Owls. So it's only a 3-run lead now as we head into the top of the 5th inning. Bottom of the 5th inning, we're going to lead off here with Addie Gerzone. And Addie singled in the first inning and popped to the second baseman in the second.
Now batting, number 9, Addie Gerzone.
In there for a strike by O'Connor. So she put new life and new energy into this Owls team with that awesome home run in the top of the 5th. Let's see what the Grizzlies can do to respond. So the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Grizzlies will be up at the plate in the bottom of the 5th. A pitch is called a strike. Got to protect now if you're Gerzone with a 1-2 count. Change up to the second baseman, quickly over to first, and Gerzone is retired. So that was a Willette, nice throw over to first to Cordero. And Toomey got a single in her last at bat, but was stranded at third base. And Toomey made some nice opportunistic base running decisions to get to third, but unfortunately she was stranded out there. High and away, 2-0. As I mentioned before, Gerzone, the cleanup hitter, Gabby Gerzone, is on deck That ball's also popped. That could be trouble, though. And it is. It drops a single for Toomey. Kind of a seeing eye single in the way in there because the second baseman couldn't quite get to it, and Salafi was just too far away.
Number 4, Gabby Grisone.
So now the cleanup hitter, Gabby Grisone, playing center field today for the Grizzlies. And that ball's hit and the hole. So we kind of had like a blue pit, and that was a seeing eye single. Not the other one wasn't, but so 2 singles by Toomey and Grisone.
Number 10, Emma Leclerc.
And Emma Leclerc, the third baseman, who popped to the first baseman and singled today, is up at the plate. And I think Goffstown just needs to be patient at the plate because O'Connor has put a lot of balls like in the dirt, and you might be able to get an easy advance to second and third to try to manufacture some runs. Like I mentioned, throw over to third, safe. So that ball was in the dirt to Hunt, who wasn't able to quickly recover that one. So both base runners advance. So Toomey to third and Gabby Grisone to second with a 1-1 count. So Leclerc with a 1-1 count. Runners in scoring position now. And it's a bunt pop-up. And a run scores on that bunt. And the umpire called that safe.
Number 8.
And Toomey scores for the 5th run for the Grizzlies. And Gabby Grisone heads over to third base. And in is Finn Heath. She hits one sharply to center field. That's going to drive home 2. So we got runners at first and third, so Heath with an RBI in that single.
Now batting.
So Goffstown puts 2 runs on the board, and Toomey and Grisone. And now they got runners at the corners. Emma Leclerc at third, and Finn Heath at first base, and we're going to have Emma Schleier is going to be hitting for the pitcher. And Schleier takes, I would call, a high strike. And it's in the dirt. Quickly an 0-2 count as Heath takes second base. We'll say that's on like, what do you call that? Runner or indifference, I guess. I don't know what you call that. But so runners at second and third. And Schleier. And it's a drop strike 3. She should keep running. She should keep running. She dropped the ball. Now she's out. So what happened was Schleier, it was a drop strike 3, but the catcher, when she applied the tag, dropped the ball. So had Schleier kept running to first base, that might have been another run for the Grizzlies if they would have thrown it to first base. So again, just good stuff to learn as you're playing the game. And Reese Still takes the ball in the dirt. Again, we're seeing a little bit some unusual plays today. And still takes a good rip at that one, but fouls it off. So Reese walked at her last at bat, and then she flied out to center field in the first inning. But we've got 2 outs with runners at second and third. 6-1 lead for the Grizzlies. And that's fouled off at home plate by Still. So still 1-2 count. Fouled on the third base side. Good job by Emma LeClaire. Good base running there. So Heath at second base, LeClaire at third base. That ball is squibbed. That's going to be a tough play. And she can't make it. So Sydney Battis, she charged it, but she just couldn't get the throw off. That was a real tough play. So LeClaire scores on that one with Heath going over to third. So Still gets on base. We'll give that one a single. And Colby Daniels, who's fly to center in both of her at-bats. So 7-1 lead now for the Grizzlies. And that's fouled on the third base side. In their first strike. Fouled away. Squibber to second. Underhand throw from Willette to Cordero, and that will do it for the Grizzlies in the bottom of the 5th inning, but not before they put up 3 runs to extend their lead to 7-1 as we head into the top of the 6th. So she'll switch from second base and she'll pitch. And I think Peyton Strand is coming in for Colby Daniels. I thought I heard that. And I am correct. So in right field will now be Peyton Strand.
Now batting, number 8, Addie Miller.
And Addie Miller at the plate. And Addie Miller, 1-1 count, and that's called a strike. 1-2 count to Miller, who grounded out to third. 2-2 count. Nice way to hang in that one. That was a tough pitch to hit, but you got a piece of it. Two-two count to Miller. She hits one sharply in the hole for a base hit. That's only the second hit for the Owls all day, aside from that home run by Riley O'Connor. But that was a clean hit. And number 6, which is Hunt. So the flex player Hunt is coming in for Allen.
Now batting, number 6, Maddie Hunt.
So Hunt will hit in place of Allen. She hits it sharply in the hole. That's another single. So we got runners at first and second. So nice job by Hunt. So we've got runners at first and second, no outs in the top of the 6th inning. And Jada Symes, the center fielder, who's flied out to left and flied out to the second baseman. But opportunistic hitting here for the Owls, and a nice little, she took a little off that one, I thought, by LeClaire. That ball's hit well. That's going to be trouble in left center. That's going to score at least one run. And the Owls put another run on the board with a really nice hit by Symes. So 3 straight singles by the Owls, with Miller scoring and Hunt going to second base. So now we've got the shortstop, Sam Mooney, who's flied to the left and grounded to third. Change up, doesn't bite on it. 1-1 count. So we got Hunt at second and Symes at first, with no outs. Mooney now with a 1-2 count. That ball is popped to the center fielder and retired by Gabby Gerzone. So Audrina Cordero, the first baseman, who's popped to short and flied to right, she steps in with 2 runners on base. 1 out here. Off speed or change up to Cordero. A little bit low for ball 2. 2-0 count. And that ball's hit sharply, but caught. You got almost a double play shot here. And safe at first. Nice job by Peyton Strand. That ball was hit very sharply and was tailing a little bit, so Strand was able to corral it and missed a double play by a split second. So O'Connor, who hit a home run in her last at bat. Takes ball 1. So 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning, but the Owls have put a run on the board and were threatening here But one swing of the bat here could make this very interesting. So I think if you're the Grizzlies, if you're Brooke LeClaire, you want to be very careful to O'Connor here because you don't want this thing to be a 2-run game. And I think this is what the MO is here. If need be, I mean, you're probably going to potentially walk the bases loaded, but you've got to respect the power of O'Connor. In there for a strike. So if anybody was doubting whether O'Connor was going to take a 3-0 count, she was taking a pitch. Change up, popped up. That's playable, I think. Nope, out of play. Bad eyes on me. Over the netting. So now it's a full count, 3-2. So on the release of the ball, both runners will be running. So that will help the Owls if this ball can be put in play. And it's hit to the third shortstop. And let's see what the call is. Out at first base. Very, very close play, but Toomey with a good throw. That she got her by a half step. So the Grizzlies got out of some trouble on that one because there was 3 straight base hits by the Owls, and then you had arguably a power hitter in O'Connor who could have put this game within 2, but wasn't able to do so. So she grounds out shortstop to end the inning. So we'll head into the bottom of the 6th inning with the Grizzlies leading 7-2. Number 9. So that is Salafia. Good thing we got all that, which I didn't get any of it. All I know is that we have a new pitcher in Salafia. And then Davey is now playing first base. So for the Grizzlies, leading off will be Brooke LeClaire. And that is a hit by pitch, dead ball. So Brooke LeClaire will head over to first base. And Gerzone will step up. Gerzone is singled. She's popped to second and grounded to second.
Now batting, number 9, Addie Mazzone.
So ball 1 to Gerzone. Another ball, 2-0. Hey, got to give a lot of credit to Taylor West. She pitched a great game, was relieved in that top of the 6th inning. by Brooke LeClaire, but a really nice pitching performance by West today. So quickly, we've got a 3-0 count to Addie Gerzone with runner at first base and Brooke LeClaire. In there for a strike. Ball's hit to the shortstop. And a nice play to get the lead runner. So nice job by Sam Mooney. It was a slow roller, but she knew where she was going with it right from the get-go. She throws it over to Davey for the force out. That was behind the runner. Behind the batter, I should say. That's a strike to Toomey. So Toomey struck out looking, and then she singled her last 2 at-bats. 2 for 3 today. And then, so Gerzone takes off. Not much of a throw over there. So she easily steals second base. With the 2-2 count, Toomey with a runner now in scoring position. She hits one to the shortstop. Shortstop holds the runner at second, throws over to first, and heads up base running by Gerzone. So Addie Gerzone with good base running gets over to third base on that ground out to short. And in steps number 4, Gabby Gerzone, who's singled, grounded out, and reached on an error. And Gerzone has scored 2 runs today. 2 of those 7 Grizzly runs have been scored by Gabby. One count to Gerzone. Another one on the dirt. So we got Addie at third base, sister Gabby at home plate. Hit sharply to second, but nice play by Davey over to Cordero, and that'll do it for the Grizzlies in the bottom of the 6th as they head into the top of the 7th with a 7-2 lead. Top of the 7th inning. Pitcher for Goffstown, is Brooke LeClaire.
Now batting, number 3, Dagny Olet.
With Emma Schleier at second base. So Willette is at the plate for the Owls in the top of the 7th inning, and she popped to the second baseman and line to the center fielder, and she swings at a high one, evens the count at 1-1. So very much like her predecessor, Brooke LeClaire, who's playing second base, Emma Schleier is playing pretty deep there. And there's a pop-up, and that's Strand, and she's under it for the first out of the inning. So nice catch by Peyton Strand for the first out, and in steps number 5, Sydney Battis, who flied to center and lined out to the second baseman. And that ball's hit over to Strand again. So Peyton Strand records the first 2 outs of this top of the 7th inning, and now the Owls are down to their last at bat. And Brooke Salafia steps in. And that ball's hit to center field as a hit by Salafia. Right up the middle. And Salafia is saying, I'm not making that last out. Somebody else has to do it. So now Addie Miller, the center fielder, she'll be, see, we're going to get, what's going on here? Oh. So we got a runner in Niziak at first base. And Addie Miller, who singled to her last at bat in the 6th. And she swings through that one. So Niziak, the runner at first base. And snap throw. So we have a 2-strike count. So the Owls are down to their last strike here, with Miller with an 0-2 count. And that will do it. A strikeout by Brooke LeClaire to end the game. And really good pitching by the Grizzlies today. A combined performance, mostly led by Taylor West, but finished off by Brooke LeClaire. Really the hits for the Owls were a beautiful home run by the pitcher O'Connor, and then they were able to string together 3 base hits in a row off LeClaire to plate their second run. But a very good, solid performance by the Goffstown Grizzlies, who will extend to an 8-4 record over the Owls, who will now drop to 5-6. But if you're Coach Tim LeClaire, you got to be happy about this performance. Very steady all game long, and I would say one of the faster games that I think I've called in a long time. About an hour and a half for about 6.5, 7 innings of softball. So with that, once again, I want to remind everybody we've got a game tomorrow, and it is Mental Health Awareness Day here in Goffstown to honor our friend Dave Steffen, who's no longer with us. And we want to wish everyone who can come to the game or watch it on GTV, please do so. And with that, we will see you tomorrow. Have a good day, and thank you to everyone here at GTV, and especially Emily, our camera person, for capturing all the images today. So with that, have a good day, and we'll see you tomorrow.